Hi everyone, we are live. This is Arsenal Fan Circle, Season 2, Episode 26. We don't know when the season's going to get back and going, but interesting and good news. We talked about it Thursday night. Um, didn't seem like, on Thursday, it did not seem like 2 weeks ago that Mikel Arteta actually was one of the first high profile names to be linked with coronavirus, and thankfully he came through it. So we want to talk about a little bit of. We're going to talk a little bit about the video that Arsenal put out. Want to welcome with me Mahir from Gun the News. Thanks for joining me, Mahir. And check out his YouTube channel as well. And also Rohan Virdi. Thanks for joining us, Rohan.
Sure,
All right.
sure.
So, Rohan? What was your take from the Arteta video?
It was, I think it was positive, right? Basically, he said that for 3, 4 days he was down. He felt the symptoms, sick, dry cough. We all know what the symptoms are, and he felt that for 3, 4 days. But then after these 3, 4 days, he was back. He was fine. I mean, he's a fit guy, and I don't think he's got too many ailments going on since he was a professional footballer not too long ago. So, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just happy with the recovery.
Yeah, 37 years old, young, and you know, Mahir, did you happen to see any of that, or can you comment on it? The Mikel
Commenting on
Arteta interview.
the Arteta video, I didn't manage to see, but from what I heard, I mean, it's very heartwarming to know that he's at almost full recovery, or he's fully recovered from having been infected by
Yeah,
this coronavirus,
yeah,
because it's a very serious matter, and I mean, so serious that most of the places, even here down in South Africa, to let you guys know, all our subscribers and all those tuning in to watch. Even in South Africa, we have come to a point of lockdown for 21 days. So 21 days, aside from healthcare facilities, aside from gas stations,
yeah,
certain supermarkets are going to be open. But other than that, the country is at a complete shut, not a complete shutdown, but it's going towards a complete shutdown.
yeah. I saw somewhere where a quarter of the world's population, Rohan, is in some way, shape, or form staying at home, sheltering in place. All of the different terms that you use, but ostensibly it's the same thing, right?
No, it's the
Exactly.
same. It's the same. I mean, India is in complete lockdown for 21 days, and that's 1/6 of the world's population right there, right? So
Hmm.
they've gone into, a lockdown. The Prime Minister has said that for 21 days people are supposed to be inside. And yeah, I mean, that's the only way to go about it. One thing with Arteta, though, is that, from what I read, he had self-isolated himself for 2, 3 days in one room and one bathroom, but later
Hmm.
his family, he's got 3 kids, a wife, and a nanny. They also fell sick. So
Yeah,
hopefully they're doing better as well.
yeah. And another thing that came to me is that he was experiencing all the things that we are all experiencing because Spanish people, a lot of people in Europe, they're very communal. They're like family driven. They love to hug
Yeah.
and kiss people,
Hmm.
and it's the new paradigm right now. You're just not able to do that, and there is a psychological effect that this virus is going to have on the whole world, pretty much, Rohan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Spanish and Latin American population, both sets of these people, I see a big comparison with the society in India, wherein it's a communal based, so it's a collectivist society, and people
Yeah.
sort of raise their children together. There's a lot of togetherness. It's not as individualistic as some other places.
Hmm.
And for them it's a lifestyle change, right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
get over all of this, and hopefully we'll get over this. So
Yeah, absolutely. Tony, thanks for joining us, Tony. We're just been chatting about Mikel Arteta and the interview he had with Arsenal. on his birthday.
Yeah, I didn't really read the article.
No, but we can talk through the topics in terms of. He did mention that he's had some very, very interesting conversations with his squad and coaches. And very often the conversations would be non football related, which I think will ingratiate him more with those coaches and players. Speaking on a human level with those people is going to make those players want to work for him and have more of a deeper connection with him. So, very often, well, we can't say very often because this is a unique situation, but this situation has brought about that where those players have probably felt a lot closer to Mikel Arteta now, Tony.
Yeah, hopefully they can form a good bond. They really need it. Before it just seems like 11 players on the pitch instead of a team, and hopefully they form a better group.
So I want to give a shout out to Stan the man. Thanks for coming in, Stan. And yeah, we have to ask this question. We actually have Hector Bellerin with us. He's our special guest. He's in the top right hand corner. It is Hector Bellerin. So if you have any questions for Hector, put them in the comment section.
He's starting to slack on his fashion sense for being
his beard has filled in a little bit, Tony.
Yeah, but his fashion sense has went down.
It's like if Bellerin and Nicholas Anelka had a kid.
Oh, the banter is starting. I love it, guys. Good evening.
Yeah. And Stan, you have to know, when we were in the green room, we did notice, and we did christen him Hector. So from now on, he shall be known Hector as Hector. From now on.
Oh, we should have the accent so we could go further on with this,
And a little bit, just a quick announcement. A little bit later, I'm not going to be the host for a section of this show. Mahir is going to take over. Hector is going to be your host for a sector of this show. So that'll be interesting. I'll pass the reins over to you, Hector.
Yeah, I mean, we can have a good conversation or two about any other topics, Rowan, anything you guys are thinking of, Tony, and we can just go fully into it.
Yeah. But just to round out the Mikel Arteta interview, there are lots of things that they have been doing through conferencing, Rohan, with the players, talking about they all have their own regimes, they all have their own nutritional charts to follow. So yeah, things are moving along, so we can be best prepared whenever the season will get back.
Yeah, the level of preparation, there's no uh, excuse now. Each player should know all the details. Should the season resume for the rest of the matches, each player should know all details about the opposition down to the third choice goalkeeper's foot size, right? Like you should know everything
Exactly.
about them. And there's some amount of strategizing, etc., that can be done. Of course, it needs to be played out together, but I'm sure that they're going to get 2 weeks of lead time when everybody is going to practice, and that's when they can put it into practice. But this is, I know that a lot of clubs have said that they should treat this as a holiday, but this is not really a holiday, and that will take their minds off of what's going on. Keep them occupied for a few hours in a day, understand everything that's happening, strategize. We've got, if the season resumes, we've got 10 finals ahead of us, and plus the FA Cup if it goes on, but in the Premier League.
Yeah. Any other things from that interview, Rohan, that was stood out for you?
No, I think it's only that much that can be covered right now, right? Like it was the health situation of it, which is he's fine, kids need to be fine, family needs to be fine, and then the team togetherness, bonding, and the strategizing. So I think that was the main takeaways for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Mikel Arteta and the squad, I think we can be confident in knowing that as much preparation as we can do is being done. Um, this is a unique situation. When all of the teams come back, Tony, there's no telling who's going to be best prepared. But hopefully, under Arteta, we're going to be one of the best prepared teams when we do get back.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's gets back together.
Yeah, and so something else that happened today. It's actually Mark Overmars' birthday, so um, a nice bit of content we
Absolute
can
legend.
cover here, Mahir and Rohan.
Sure. Yeah. Uh, so well, Mark Overmars is obviously an Arsenal great. He joined the club and left the club before I officially started supporting the club. But I've seen, a lot of him through YouTube and through, all of these rewinds that go on. And he seemed to be a super skillful, fast player, and you know especially the game which we all remember him for was the 98 game against Manchester United, where he was all over them. So a great player, and if Pepe is half a player of what he was for Arsenal, we'd
Yep.
be happy with the 72 million that we spent.
Now I'm going to say I did know a lot about Overmars, but I did dip into Wikipedia, so I've got extensive notes that I'm going to go through. Don't think that I knew all of this off the top of my head. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be upfront. Mahir, your initial thoughts about Overmars before I get into the detailed information.
Nah, let's just wish him a very happy birthday, belated birthday. He was an
Yeah,
Arsenal great, Arsenal
yeah,
legend. I mean,
yeah.
from what I've seen of him, like Rowan said, games that we won't forget about him in, especially unforgettable games, and games that were just normal, regular against any old-fashioned team. I'm talking Newcastle, whoever, Leeds back in the days, all of those kind of games. Just wanted to wish him
Hmm.
a belated birthday. What a legend.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you should mention Leeds. That was actually his league debut against Leeds. But let's get into it. I'm going to spit out a few facts here from Wikipedia as my source. So, born on 29th of March, happy birthday, Mark Overmars. 47 years old. He was born in 71. Started out with SVEPE in the Dutch league, moved on to Willem too, and then after a year, he moved on to Ajax. And there was Arsenal interest in him in the summer of 1995. But Overmars, he was puzzled as to why the move never materialized. Um, so there had been some contact with Arsenal early on. Tony, we're just getting into some Mark Overmars stuff. That summer of 1995, he was also linked with Manchester United. So he's even more of a legend for me because he said no thanks to Manchester United. He'd like to stay at Ajax for a couple more years, a couple more seasons. Um, but in December of that year, he had a completely torn ligament of his left knee. It was completely severed. The ligament was missed the rest of the season. Uh, he then advised Ajax to go out and buy a player to cover the loss that he was going to be, and he wanted them to buy a striker, and then they went out actually got another winger called Peter Hoekstra. I don't know if that name rings any bells for you guys, but it did for me. And at that time, Ajax was a very, very young team, mid 90s, 95. Um, they were the champions. They went to the Champions League that year and lost on penalties to Juventus. I think they'd won the Champions League the year before with a very, very young team. Hullett and Rijkaard and all of those team players came from that team. In 1995, the Bosman ruling came to pass, and because of that, Ajax lost a lot of their players, and they also had a lot of injuries. So They had a pretty bad season that year. Also in Euro 1996, a lot of the Dutch team was comprised of Ajax players. They came back actually very, very tired from Euro 96. At that point, Overmars was convalescing and he signed for 4 more years for Ajax. And he came back in 1996 to play in August. But he had actually a very, very bad season. He only scored 2 goals that season, and Ajax finished in fourth place. So, any questions or comments just from the Ajax section of Mark Overmars' career?
Nope.
Well, just a great, Ajax side, right? They'd won their Dutch league 3 times. They basically won the Champions League. Young side. When teams like that could win it, and what a pedigree that team had. And picking any player from that team would have been great. And we got one of the best ones from there.
One of the best ones, and
One of the best.
actually, James Rowe would have been a good person to actually hit up and bring him on. He would have known. He knows a lot about that probably. But we can see, Tony, you and I probably remember that period that Arsene Wenger took a huge, huge risk in signing Mark Overmars because he did have that injury record. He had the completely torn ligament in his left knee.
Sometimes you have to take a gamble, though. He was worth taking a gamble on.
Yeah, absolutely. As things would work out, and Rohan, you did a little bit of foreshadowing that you probably may not have known about, but some of the stats we're going to go through for Arsenal with Mark Overmars could be compared to Pepe. So let's all have a little bit of hope when we talk about Nicolas Pepe, a 72 million signing. Okay, so Arsenal, Marco Overmars, we had him for 3 years and we would eventually sell him to what team? Tony?
Barcelona.
Barcelona, Rohan, very good. The quiz comes later though. We're going to do an anagram quiz a little bit later, warming you guys up. He signed, imagine this, imagine signing Mark Overmars for between 5 and 7 million, Mahir. 5 and 7 million. And I saw some of the highlights and he struck me as being very, very similar to Eden Hazard of the present day. And how much did Hazard go to Real Madrid for? Anyone?
100.
100. Yeah.
Was it 100 million? I was going to say 80, but yeah, a lot of money.
No, you're right. It was actually 80.
Maybe, who knows?
I think it's 82.
So he signed in June of 1997 for between 5 and 7 million. And at that time was a 5-year contract, Tony, for 18,000 a week. Just 18.
Not 350 like Ozil.
Who could you sign in this present day for 18,000 a week?
Martinelli.
Martinelli, probably. Yeah.
Saka 6 times over. He's on 3,000 a week.
So 18,000 a week. Imagine how prices have gone up in the last 22 years. Mark Overmars, he liked the pace of the English football, so he took to English football right away. And Wenger felt that his best years were ahead of him. So yeah, like you said, Tony, Wenger did take a chance on an unknown quantity in a player who had completely torn his left knee. His ligament in his left knee right here. So, and Wenger also felt that his best years were ahead of him, and that the criteria at that point that Wenger was looking for was players who could thrive and knew the pressures of playing for a big club. Rohan. So these are the type of players we've targeted.
He was a winner, right? He was a winner. 3-time Dutch League winner, Champions League winner. He had that pedigree, and to compete with the likes of Manchester United in that day, you needed those winners. Now, to get a 3-time league winner and a Champions League winner is going to cost you mad money, right?
Mad money, like 72 plus. No, thanks for joining us. We're just getting into Mark Overmars' time at Arsenal. It's Mark Overmars' birthday today, so big up to Mark, 47 years old. All right, so the reason why Wenger had bought Mark Overmars was because we actually lost the league at home the previous season. But Wenger felt that the home form was very, very bad, and that I think we only came fourth that season, Rohan, and that was probably the season that the era came, Wenger's first almost full season because Wenger had joined in October. But we see Wenger starting to assemble a team that's going to compete with Manchester United. We got Vieira, and now we've gone and got Overmars, and there's probably a couple of other players. We bought Anelka at that point. We talked about that last week. So we're starting to see Wenger assembling a team that's going to compete with Manchester United. And at that time, Tony, Manchester United were just starting to. They had been um, winning some Premier Leagues in a row.
And then they just started dominating everything right after.
Yeah. So Wenger thought we lost the league at home. He said they were the best away team, but we needed to secure the home form. He thought Overmars would help. So Overmars' debut was against Leeds in a 1-1 draw, and his first goal would come 2 weeks later uh, away to Southampton. Um, his form waned towards December, so the team kind of got tired, and this sort of reminded me of this period up until a period where we actually lost against Blackburn at home 3-1, and this precipitated a team meeting. The whole team got together. Does anyone remember that era? Can comment about it? I mean, I certainly can, but I want to share it around to you guys as well.
We do like, excuse me, we do like looking into the history, of a lot of our history, and looking where all our prestige and our class came from. Specifically with us, younger generation, we fell in love, but we didn't know football, like all the ins and outs just yet, with the players' names and specific positions they were in. To be honest with you, even like with myself, Ray, Rowan, Tony, with myself, it came during the later years. Like back then, I was in love with individual players.
I actually feel bad for you because you always seem to end up on the right hand of the screen, the two of you. And we mentioned this last week, didn't we, Tony? They're at a disadvantage right now. We're in a huge interlull,
The young guns.
All we try and do is we try and not catch up as per se, but follow on what we don't know. Which
nobody can blame us for being glory hunters at the end of it.
Yeah.
No glory.
Exactly. So classy though. I mean, that's the reason why we fell in love also, even with the younger generation. I don't know if you guys know, but like even with myself, I've got a younger niece and a nephew. Now my niece is just about 3 or 4, but what I do love is I let her wear my I let her wear my jersey. I show her the colors. When we're playing, she's also got curly hair like David Luiz, so she's like, "Oh, Mamu, I'm on the field." Mamu means basically it's my sister's. It means sister's brother, Mamu. Rohan knows
uncle.
that.
Maternal
exactly, maternal uncle. So like, Mamu, I'm on the field. I'm like, yes, you are, my dear, you are. Give them a sense that that's the club they're gonna be supporting when they get a little bit older.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's Mark Overmars' birthday, and it's a little bit outside of when you all started following Arsenal, but we're all equal here. There's some of us. You'll when Tony and I are long gone, you'll still be supporting Arsenal. You'll still get your prison sentence or your time of following Arsenal. We'll be doing it from up there, right, Tony?
Yeah, if they're not relegated by then.
Please, never be relegated, Arsenal. We have never been relegated. We're the only team that has never been relegated, and we don't want to see that ever. But just to continue, we lost against Blackburn in that first season. that was the season where we had the famous back five still, Tony Adams, all of those, Tony. And they were not happy with what the foreign players, the kind of work rate that they were putting in. And there was a huge meeting about that. I remember watching a documentary with Ian Wright, and they called out certain things about the foreign players, and they knew in no uncertain terms what they needed to do. So that was around December, Tony, and coming into the new year, Arsenal started clicking again. Tony?
Yeah, they started getting their act together, and the team seemed like it had a better bond.
Yeah. They clicked, all right, culminating, and then they started working together. Overmars was actually being criticized at that time, so the press was starting to get on his back a little bit. The pressure of being, the new signing and wondering if it would come along. And then we actually ground Manchester United down, winning 10 games in a row that season. Imagine that we were putting pressure on Manchester United, and they were drawing games. Newcastle, I knew they drew at home to Newcastle. It was actually one occasion where one of their players got sent off, so the pressure was really on Man United. We actually won 10 games in a row. One of those was the famous game at Old Trafford, Rohan, where Mark Overmars finished that game off in the 78th minute.
Exactly, and what a game! So as I said, haven't watched too much of Mark Overmars live, but I've seen documentaries on this, and Arsenal legends, and these documentaries that do come out, and the Manchester United game is right up there, right? Like all the highlights were just about him, and he had the chances there, so many chances there. He did eventually score. Manchester United also had a couple of chances. We were trying to play offside in their half. It just reminded me of how we defend now. But we had a much better defense, and the goalkeeper saved us. And it was just beautiful to watch that. Was that the first time that we scored at Old Trafford in the Premier League era? I mean, at least that's what the
We
commentary said.
probably had scored in like 3-1 defeats or 4-1 defeats. But I could actually check into that. I don't know off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, but we did the double on Manchester United that season.
We did. Speaking about the comparison with Pepe, so Mark Overmars finished his Arsenal career after 3 seasons. Looking at his numbers, there's amazing consistency. The first season, he did complete 46 games between 97 and 98, 46 appearances with 16 goals. In the 98-99 season, 48 appearances also with 12 goals. And in the 99-2000 season, 47 appearances with 13 goals. So for a total of 141 appearances, he scored 41 goals. Now, that could be put alongside with what Pepe's been doing today or this season for us. It's basically 1 goal every 3.5 games.
I was just going to say now, 1 in every 3. That's staying very consistent. That's excellent consistency. So if Pepe can even manage to get settled in and start hitting these numbers, we're in for quite an exciting time. I mean, we need all our players to pitch in. We're going to go into it a little bit later, but like I'm saying, there are players that need to leave and there are players that need to come in that will drastically improve our squad. If we do continue on and there is going to be a transfer window, and because just guys, on a side note to everybody watching, what the coronavirus, this is very serious, and lives do matter more than football. As much as football is a pick-me-up, after you've had a long week, you love watching the football, seeing your team compete and bring happiness, as per se, in miserable times. But we'll just have to wait and see, what they're gonna do.
So Rohan, I was worried that you were frozen there. You were freezing. You're just very still.
No.
Hector Bellerin, this is a question for you. How do you feel your partnership on the right hand side with Pepe is going?
Right now, I feel like I should be doing a whole lot more in order to help Pepe, because on the left hand side, the partnership with my two teammates, Saka and Martinelli, they are doing fantastically. And I mean, I really should be doing a whole lot more. I'm sorry I haven't given you guys. I've given you guys one
You have
season
you have been injured
and
quite a lot this
six
season.
seasons of 6 seasons of fashion modeling and attending all these events at Paris Fashion Week. I
You need to
apologize
eat
for
some
that.
beef. Eat some meat. Bulk up.
Yes, Tony, you're 100% right there. I do need to bulk up and get back to the old me, when I first came into the club.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
apologies on the not performing for 5, 6 seasons that I've been with.
Oh, no problem. Listen, I want to give everyone a chance or an opportunity to go grab a piece of paper and marker or pen and play along if you're live. Play along if you're watching. We're going to test these three fine gentlemen here. If we have another couple of people coming in, such as Hopes or Tanner, they will be tested as well. That's going to be a little bit later. But first, we're going to do something here, and I'm going to turn over the hosting duties to the co-host. So the co-host now will be the host. Take it away, Mahir.
Okay, how Arsenal challenge for titles again. What are your guys' thoughts on how would you think we can make Arsenal great again? Is my question to you guys. How do you see
If
us going
I,
forward and
yeah,
possibly putting in a title challenge within the next, I would say, 2 years or 3 seasons?
we have to follow the Liverpool model, but unfortunately, we don't have the assets to sell. We should not sell Aubameyang. I have maintained that on every podcast, and I will continue to do that until he eventually leaves. But we have to keep hold of our best players, which has been our undoing in the previous seasons,
Yeah.
and we have to build around them. We have to trust in Arteta. He's taking us in the right direction. He needs this part can be treated as a preseason, and then once this season is over, then he needs to get some sort of preseason, and then going in, we need to have that mentality. So, there are key areas where we need to plug in some key players. Don't go cheap on a center back. You can't completely rely on Saliba, who will be coming into the league. Although I'm excited to see him, but we need another guy there. Murray is already there. We need to get rid of the deadwood. I've already suggested, like, that we need to get rid of Ozil, and how we do that is by taking up some of his wages and then sending him out. That's good enough for one more player, and basically step by step. And we've got to be patient, because Liverpool 2 seasons ago were just 1 point ahead of us. So there's no reason why we can't climb. But this has to be a gradual process where we keep hold of players, we buy smartly, efficiently, and we play to our strengths. That's how we can do it.
I love that. I love that analysis.
Yeah.
Ray, let me go to Tony. Let me ask Tony. Tony, which players should look to sell who are not good enough or who just haven't made the cut for our beautiful team that is the Arsenal? Can you name me just maybe 3 players or 3 to 4 players that you feel we should sell? And our subscribers can go along with us as well.
Mavropanos, Socrates, Zaka. And that's probably about it.
He could go on. It sounds like you've got many more names in your head there, Tony.
Yeah, but we have to bring in players before we do a complete fire sale, so I'll hold off on naming more.
Till we get a chance. Ray, our host.
Yeah,
You can
I'm the
give me.
co-host right now.
Oh, okay. Rohan, I would love for you to give me just 3 names of replacements or 3 positions that we can replace that would improve our squad massively.
Definitely. I've said this again and again. One has to be center back. I want Upamecano there. One has to be a defensive midfielder, someone like an NDD or someone. I'd like that player. And we've got to give competition uh, to Bellerin, to you, and someone like an Aaron's. So these are 3 positions. If we get these 3 positions, get maybe Ozil off our books, and if we do that, I'll get another one because I've got a huge wage earner out of our books, and if we can do that, someone like a Grealish or maybe someone else, depends on what style Arteta wants to play. If he wants to play with that traditional 10, if not, then we buy a box to box, Ramsey sort of player, not Ramsey, but Ramsey sort of player, and we could be challenging. Our front line is really good, and I like it. I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
on paper our front line was as good as any other team. I mean, the only team which had a better front line in the Premier League, I thought, was Liverpool. We were at par with City, I thought, on paper, but
On
the,
paper,
Yeah.
the
yes.
the reality has not been that.
Yeah, I actually agree with
Okay,
you,
I'm going to give you guys.
Rohan. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Ray, you were saying?
Yeah, I just have to give you my input now, and then we can go to the
No, of course.
next. I absolutely agree with a lot of what Rohan is saying. Some of the same names I would pick also. Upamecano if we can get him, but a decent centre back we need, and a left-sided centre back as well. Um, Grealish or Cantwell, I would love one of those players, and maybe a Decore as well. I know I'm giving you more than 3. And then finally, we do need to replace you, Hector, a little bit inside. So Max Aarons for me, bring him in. I'm sorry, Hector, you're going to be sitting on the bench maybe a little bit more. But in order for us to challenge for titles again, see, we have spent a similar amount of money as Liverpool have done in the last 5 years. We just haven't spent it very, very well. So I would really overhaul our scouting network and try to identify the correct players. And maybe we need to go into the Premiership, which is, I'm trying to do with Grealish, Decore, Cantwell, or Aarons.
Aki too would be a good one.
Sorry, who?
Aki.
Ake. Yeah, you like Ake, Tony.
Yes.
I believe in Mikel Arteta though that he will overhaul that aspect of our purchasing, and I really want to believe we've kept our gunpowder dry from January until we get into the summertime. So that's how I think we can do it again, Mahir.
I love your guys' analysis on everything. I'm going to give also my say. Basically, exactly what you guys are saying. Another centre back, possibly Upamecano, possibly Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. If Bournemouth drop too low, maybe they drop towards the lower, the last 3, right?
We're the
So Nathan
Arsenal.
Ake.
We should be able to go get those players irrespective from Bournemouth.
But
We're
that's what I'm
Arsenal.
saying.
Yeah.
I love your guys' suggestions because it's spot on with my suggestions. Exactly. And we haven't even spoken before on this topic. Or maybe
No,
we
we've
have.
had a lot of
But
time to think about it now in the last few months, though, as well.
of course,
Nothing else to do.
Max Aarons, definitely Max Aarons on the right-hand side. I feel I haven't done any of my duties. I deserve to sit on the bench for a much stronger, much more Arsenal-style orientated player, which is Max Aarons on the right-hand side. Centre back Nathan Ake or Upamecano to partner up with Saliba. On the left-hand side, we sell Socrates or sell Bellerin and then keep Suarez and buy another right back, which would be Max Aarons. Left-hand side, Tierney. Middle, I would go with Decore and who else? Decore and
Party.
Thomas Partey, right? With Torreira. And then you could get somebody like Willian on a free, which you've been linked to. And then you've got Pepe, Aubameyang. You got obviously get rid of Ozil because wages be concern. The reason why Aubameyang isn't signing a new contract is because of this reason also. So yeah, that's basically all the players that I can think of at the moment, and that's kind of how we improve in each position. They make us back to an elite level side, you know?
Yeah.
We've got the attack. We just need the
But-
defense. and
Yeah,
the
Matt
midfield.
here. We're close. Do you think we're close? Do you think we have possibility to challenge for top four and then eventually the title in the next? How long were you saying? 2 or 3 years?
I would say I'm putting faith in 2 years. I'm really putting faith because if they back Arteta and he goes to get the likes of a Decore, who's a destroyer in the midfield, or a Thomas Partey in the midfield, and a Upamecano centre back, Max Aarons right back, that's already 4 positions you've massively improved on. You get rid of Ozil, you bring in somebody like Jack Grealish, who we've all mentioned on separate occasions, but it's all together. It's one thought. We think like a family of brothers. And what else can I think of? I don't know. You get maybe a few free players, William.
I also want to say I hope Jack Grealish is watching this show because take Mark
pray.
Overmars'
Come
example
on.
and say no to Manchester United. Say no.
Just
Don't
say
spoil
no.
your career, please. Don't ruin your career. Rowan, Tony, you guys will agree with me. Way too many players have gone to Panther FC and ruined their career over something so small and stupid. Alexis could have been a legend. He could have been. I wouldn't say I had a statue as per se, but he would have been implemented as an elite player had he stayed at Arsenal. Imagine
I
a front
had a
line:
stand.
Alexis Pepe, Aubameyang, Martinelli.
True. So I have a question for you, Maya, here. Who do you think is going to be the better coach in the next few years? Solskjaer or Arteta?
Arteta, hands down. Rowan, what is your thoughts, Tony? Let us know. What's happening?
No, definitely.
Arteta.
I feel Arteta has already done more than what
So
Solskjaer
much
is
more.
basically just he's a cheerleader. He has no tactical nous, and he's been getting lucky. But that's good for us. Let him go into the next season. That's the best thing that can happen for Arsenal is that they keep persisting with Ole at the wheel. Manchester United are back. Rio Ferdinand.
Who's at the wheel? Never.
As long
Ro-
as nobody says Arteta on the wheel, Arteta at
Yeah.
the wheel, like
Let's just
nobody
There's
says
no
that. I
Arteta at
bar
the wheel
everyone.
right now. Yeah.
No.
Rowan, where do you see Frank Lampard in that mix between the three of those coaches? Not really.
No, he's just there because of his, because of his emotional connection there. I
Yeah.
feel that the idea of how he's playing is good. He wants to play positive football. This is like the first time in Chelsea's history that they're playing, sort of positive football and wanting to play. And he's done very well with the youngsters, but I'm not sure he has the pedigree till now to be an elite manager that I see, Arteta getting to. Of course, there's a bias
Yeah.
there, but he's learned from the best, and that's the reason why I feel that Arteta is up there.
Good. All right, so we're gonna move to the next section now. If you're playing at home, if you are watching live, if you're watching live, you can play along. But the other three here on the screen, grab a piece of paper and the marker. And we're going to play the Arsenal Anagram Quiz play. And it's going to be 10 points for first, 8 points for second, 6 points for third. And if somebody else would join in, like Tanner or Hopes, and they get in here, it'll go down 2 points below. If you do not spell, this should not happen anyway. If you don't spell the player's name correctly, but do get the player's name correct, you get 1 point off of your score. Okay? And I am keeping score. And Matt here, you did very, very well last week, so no pressure. All right. There's 10 of them. Let me just say also, they are obviously not 3-word names, they're 2-word names. First name and a surname, and they are current Arsenal squad players. So there's no players that have been retired or moved on. So it's current squad players. And here's the first one. When you have the answer, show it to the screen. That's how I'll know if you're first, second, or third. Here we go. No blender. Play along at home if you're a subscriber, if you're just watching. Play along at home. And just feel the pressure of the other two people competing against you, Tony. Burn Leno. Okay. We're going to refine this from now on. You're going to put your hand up first. Nicholas Bender. No.
For how many seasons were we linked to the Bender brothers from Dortmund? Do you guys remember?
Yo, Sven Bender.
The Bender
Sven
brothers.
Bender.
Yeah. The Rohan.
A long time, at least 3-4 seasons.
Rohan gets 10 points. Mahir, you don't get any. And Tony, honor system, what did you have?
I didn't have it yet, but that's what I was working on.
You were working on Bernd Leno?
Yep.
Will we give him 7 points? Let's just say you didn't spell it right, okay? Did you spell it right? All right, spell Bernd Leno. Just spell it. It's a spelling bee right now. As you can see, the first round is very, very sketchy, but we'll get better. Listen, we'll give you 8 points, Tony. And Mahir, you came third. By default, you get 6 points. We'll definitely do this again, but I think on the next show we'll have it refined a bit better. Here's your second anagram. People in the comment section, check it out.
Is this also a current player?
These are all current players in the squad.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Now later in future pods, we're going to switch it up to maybe legends and this and that, make it way more difficult. Or maybe we'll have a criteria of things like maybe stadiums across the English Premier League, something like that. Now, I did all of this last night. I worked very, very hard. Bring it closer. Yeah. All right. But from now on, you're going to say, yes, I have it without showing.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
correct. Did you see that, Rohan or Tony? Rohan, do you have it?
No, I'm still thinking.
Okay, you didn't see it. That's good. Tony? All right, it's between Rohan and Tony. Who gets second place?
To be honest with you guys, first I didn't understand
Me and
what
Rohan
the.
are flunking.
To be honest with you guys, first I didn't understand what this anagram challenge is, but guess what?
You a
It
quick
seems
learner.
I've caught on a little bit. So
Very
yes.
quickly, yeah. All right, we'll give him a clue. He plays on the right wing. Plays on the right side of the team. You have to write it down. So it's going to be you have to write it down quickly.
You guys catch it?
He came from Barcelona as a youth player. You're not fit to wear the shirt, right? Let's see in the comments.
I am not.
I should get this one. Tony, are you
Oh,
frozen?
that's good.
Tony's frozen. Bloody hell, religion this lot on the Krypton Factor. All right, Stan, you should be playing along as well. All right, Rohan, you get second place.
Is it this?
Yes.
When you said you're not fit to,
You'll
you're
never
not
know.
fit to wear a shirt, that's when I realized.
We're gonna wait for. We had terrible technical difficulties on Thursday, and
This is bloody entertaining.
this is what you have to do when there's no other content. We're not playing any games out here.
No, I mean it's fantastic, man. It brings us all together once again. At least once a week.
Yep.
So we can get together and discuss everything that's been going on.
Wait, let's give Tony a chance to come in. Yeah. So did you get like a block there, Rohan? What happened? Just got in your head a little bit?
Yeah, right. Like I just couldn't think. I was just looking at it and I was trying to run through the names of players, but I just couldn't get it.
Tony, how did you do? This is for third place, Tony.
I'm sure Tony caught it by now.
That's not the answer. It's piss poor internet. By default, Tony gets third place. All right, so quick recap. Rohan
is taking the piss.
Rohan is on 18 points, Meyer is on 16 points, and Tony's on 11 so far. 18, 16, 11. Tony, you got to put the effort in now. Here's number 3. Are you ready? We only have 7 more to go. Help Aspineco. On the next shows, I'm gonna have like a countdown music to really stress you out. You know the TikTok, Tony. All right, I'll let you concentrate.
I will give you a
clue. It was mentioned in the previous minutes on the podcast. This player was mentioned previously on the podcast. They're really difficult, Rohan, aren't they?
Yeah, for real. And the pressure of being online is just like.
Stan, help us. Call a
Stan, you
friend.
should
I'm
be playing.
calling you, Stan.
I think Stan is enjoying watching more than playing.
Noe, I'm sure Noe or somebody's here that's going to get one of these or two of these, right?
Good job,
Good job. No one's got to
gonna
go to work tomorrow. We could be here a while.
He's taking the piss.
This is funny, man. Oh, this guy's.
Stan, I can't display this next one. All right, get your pens ready. This is going to be a real clue. Watch the screen. This is your clue. Put your hand up. All right, first, Rohan.
Oh, Nicholas Pepe.
I feel like Tony's gonna have an excuse or piss poor internet as to how he lost. Nicholas Pepe. All right, second place from right here.
Oh.
And Tony,
That is intense.
Tony, you can't take any more third places. You got to get wins now. You're falling behind.
No, he's. Watch out for Tony now. Tony's playing undercover right now.
Connection is, I hope.
Just watch.
All right. Mahir is on 24 points. Rohan's on 28 points. So Mahir, you got to win a few of these. Rohan's in the lead by what, 4 points?
Yeah.
Tony, you're on 17 points. I don't know how I give you 3. I think you should have 6 there. Let's say you're on 20 points, Tony. All right. Number 4. Yes, Rohan, we're going to get better at this as we go along. Number 4, here it is. Play along, Stan. Play along, people watching.
Yes, I got it.
Wow.
I got it.
Amazing. You've got it. Put your hand up. Don't show it.
Don't show it. Don't show it. I can't read it.
All right. Next time, don't show it. Just say, yes, I've got it.
Okay.
Wait. Maybe we should. Next time you got it, just hold your hands up like this so you can't, like, write and cheat. Okay?
Okay.
We'll fine tune this for the next podcast. Rohan, did you see the answer?
No, I didn't see the answer.
You're still thinking. Okay. Tony, do you have it? Don't show it if you have it, though. Okay. That's going to make you third, Rohan. What's the answer?
Okay.
Tony?
Saka.
Mikaya Saka.
Ah.
This is good, though, Rohan.
I like that
one. You were in the lead, Rohan. You probably still are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, quick recap here. After 4 rounds, Mahir is on 34 points. Rohan is on also 34 points. So you're level. And Tony is 28 points. Tony, you need a win, Tony. You got 5 more to go. Ready for the next one? Bukayo Saka was the last one. Here's the next one. If you get your answer, do this. Okay?
Okay.
We'll get this nailed down by next time. I really wanted to do scrotum. Size loadum. But the letters weren't there.
This one is hard.
Size
loadum.
I wanted to do scrotum, but I couldn't make it work. Size loadum. Play along if you're watching on playback. And let me know in the comments if you like this section. We'll do more of it. Lots of freezing frames, though. This is the problem. Tony's still with us. That's good. Apologies if we get internet problems. Everyone's on the internet, like we said Thursday night. This is great. I can actually stay silent for a little bit. and not feel
Jeez,
like
man.
not feel like I have to
Next time
talk.
the co-host will do the
Yeah.
spectating, and then let the host also sit.
You have to get
Sideload
reports.
them.
You're gonna have to get some paper and some really thick marker if you want to do that.
Wow.
You can do the next one right here. This is Tony. This is your opportunity to catch up here. The two are ahead of you. Level
Yeah,
on
you can
point
kill the two of us. Quick.
34. Is it a clue time?
It's clue time.
Stan should know the answer.
Oh, now I know.
Write it down. Now it's about writing down really quickly and hold it up like this. All right, don't show it. All right, to determine second place, I want you to write the name backwards. Between Mahir and Rohan, go to determine second place.
I haven't got it yet.
Did you see it down here?
No.
No, I don't think you saw it.
I didn't see it, and I haven't got it yet.
Okay.
I wrote the name backwards.
Shame on you, Stan.
I know this one caught me off guard.
Stan's like, clue. It's an easy one. Hey, Glenn.
Oh.
Glenn, I want you to play along as well.
How come you
One more.
stuff?
We're playing.
Glenn
Okay,
just joined us.
I got it.
All right, second place goes to
Mesut Ozil.
Second place goes to Tony gets first. Second for Rohan.
Yeah.
And Mahir gets third.
Try to go to me.
Okay.
You know, I had such a mind block because I was like, Luiz, Louise. But why aren't these letters, David? Where's the D?
I only saw it now when I got asked to spell it backwards. I'm thinking, Mutal? Oh, Mesut. Okay, I get you.
I saw it from Stan's comment that he's like sick or something.
Okay, Glenn. People in the comments are starting to come in now, so we got 4 more to go. This is the Arsenal Anagram Quiz play along. I spent an hour plus putting these together last night. So, number 6. Let's do a quick. We'll go back to this one first. So anyone joining may play. We'll do a quick score recap. Rohan is on 36, 42 points for Rohan. And Mahir, you are on 40 points. 2 points difference. And Tony got a W there. Much needed W for Tony. 16 and 12, 28. So he's on 38 points. So it's actually a pretty tight game. Pretty tight game. Rohan's 42. Mahir's on 40. And Tony is 38. Hey, Tony, no pressure. Hopes might watch this later.
The rest of the guys need to actually do it and tell us whether they got it or not.
Yeah, but it's the honor system, Rohan. Do you think Hopes is going to do that? Glenn, how come everyone looks different? Okay, I can't get a haircut, so I'm looking like Boris Johnson here. Tony looks like a beatnik, right, Tony? With your cap. Mahir is Hector Bellerin today.
I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been performing.
Rohan, you're gonna have to self-identify. What are you today? Do you look different? I don't think you look different, but
Because if he didn't catch the previous one, then I've had a haircut since, so I look like I've been electrocuted right now.
Yeah. So, Glenn, we are playing Arsenal Anagrams. Tony, are you there? I want to make sure Tony's ready for this. It's big round for him coming up.
I think he's frozen on a smile there. A very big smile. Look at that.
There's
can hear you.
so much content for hopes here.
Can you see anything, Tony? Hey, we're having a little bit of fun with this, right? Rohan, are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Still
Apart
frozen?
from the pressure I feel whenever.
What is that do you like to be competitive, you like to win, right?
Yeah,
Right
definitely.
here, you like to win?
I'm just enjoying the banter of this, man. Like it's really funny.
No, if you play for Arsenal, you can't just enjoy being here. You have to win. Tony, you like to win?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
this is the attitude that has got us screwed, Hector.
Hector, yeah.
I knew you guys were gonna say that. The first Beetle, I'm dying. Look at Glenn also. Glenn and them are enjoying themselves, man.
Oh
I'm
no!
not fifth Beetle.
I must have said that.
No,
Looks
me.
like the first.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do something with Dal next week. Oh my God, Glenn, you're killing me. All right, next one. You ready, Tony? Tony's signal is not great, so he's being a little bit stymied that way. Here we go. Gonna put it up. Go. The next clue.
Ray's favorite player.
Tony got it. He's first. Second is Rohan. All right, show me your paper, Tony. Yes. Rohan. Very good.
Yeah,
Mahir, you're third.
I'm in third.
Whether you got it or not, our rules are pretty loose. 6. Hey, Tony, you needed that one.
Tony's jumped me already.
Tony, 2 in a row. He's coming strong, folks.
Oh, I told you, watch out for this guy. I told you guys.
I'm a sneaky little fucker.
I hope to tell you that as well, right? Okay. Points recap. Rohan is in the lead with 50 points. Tony is now second with 48 points. And Mahir, you're coming up at 46. Very, very tight game. So,
Slacking.
and listen, it's very, very difficult because the people in the comments, they're not playing, right?
Look, this is hella entertaining. I literally got Parma Ozil.
Hey, Glenn, don't worry. You're going to get an invite next week. You're going to be on the panel next week, Glenn.
Oh, yes. Best. I also got Parma Ozil for the second time. I'm thinking, no, we just got Ozil in the last round.
Parma Ozil. I'm a sneaky bastard. I make them difficult. All right, ready?
This is fantastic, man. Yeah.
Right,
you guys ready?
We got 3 more to go. There's going to be big props for bragging rights for the winners. Go.
Oh, I got this.
That one's easy.
Write it first, then you have to show the pads. I have to see the pads. Tony, you shout it out. I think Rohan got there first, and then Tony, and then Mahir. Dan or Glenn, help me out. Who got there first? Rohan first, then Tony, and then Mahir.
Taxi.
Okay, Rohan, let's see your answer. Let's see the spelling. Yep, good.
We have to build the team around him.
What? So
No, take it.
okay,
How about taking a taxi, Grakan, all the way back to wherever you came from?
how about taking a taxi Grakan all the way back to where you came from?
Please, get out of here.
Nora,
Get out of here.
none of you get into my pub quiz. None of you get into my pub quiz team. Okay, my missus is in the house. Jill.
Oh, shout out to you, miss.
I don't
Oh,
know if
this is
you're going to
fantastic.
be any good with these anagrams at all. So, if you're watching, Jill, it is Arsenal players anagrams. So, we're waiting for Tony's internet to come back. Ready, Tony?
I'm ready.
All right. So, I'm going to put out the points here. Rohan got 10 points. Tony, you were second with 8. And Mahir, 6. Rohan's on 60 points. Tony's on 56. And Mahir, you're fading. You're 52. Mahir, you need a win. Maybe you need 2 wins. Ready?
Yeah, I need a taxi, Grakan, in the next level.
You got
Next
2 more.
question.
Ready?
I can't. This game. Oh, guys.
Okay. Oh, Glenn, I don't think Mahir got it first. You have to show the answer first. Rohan is faster writing, forehand writing. Give the point to Mahir.
It's okay. The audience is the judge.
Well, Rohan, do you want to give the point to Mahir?
I want to internally no, but but the audience is the judge here, so I'll give it to my brother.
Okay.
Are you sure? VAR. We need to call VAR into it.
Listen, we're going to go with that gives.
Oh, God. This is so
Glenn, what about Tony? He was doing so well.
Be sure that I'm gonna watch this in the playback, and I'm gonna like VAR the shit out of this.
I thought that was the easiest one.
Please. Glenn, I'm gonna leave the points the way I did it. I am the host. I have to make a decision here, and I'm making an executive decision.
You're overruling VAR.
Overruled VAR, Glenn. Glenn's like that.
You are the
referee.
VAR, Ray.
Glenn's
Ray,
like
you are the
referee
VAR.
VAR booth that just changes, he just messes everything up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows, right, Rohan? Everyone knows.
Glenn is the real life VAR. If VAR were a person.
Hey, we're having fun. Next week we're gonna do this again, and we're gonna get better at it. Okay.
I want to see Stan on this, who's rejected us from the from his pub quiz team.
Yes, Stan, you're gonna be playing next week. Hey Tony, I think that Tanner and Hope knew they would be terrible at this, and they're not participating.
Can you blame them?
Our brothers, man. I'm dying, guys.
I'm taking a picture. I'm taking a picture of the screen. Ready? Jeez. So I'm gonna post this on Twitter, and I'm gonna call out Hopes and Tanner for not participating. Here we go. Watch for that later. Next. All right. So no, I'm okay with the points where they are. Rohan's 60 points, Tony's 56, and the co-host is 52. So Mahir, you got to do some things. You got to win the
I need
next
to pass out a move here.
We have 2 more. Let's get to the comments before we get to those 2 more. Who's Tony? Who's Tony? Who are you, Tony?
Oh no, who am I?
Who are ya? Who are ya?
Only if we play for cash. All right, we might do that. We might play for cash.
I can give you like 5 high fives if you want.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, you know what, Rohan? The government recommends we shouldn't touch money, so we can't play for cash, right?
Yes.
I'll write you an IOU, Stan. Here we go.
Apple Pay.
Apple Pay. Next week I'm gonna have music. This is gonna really ratchet up the pressure next week. If you're watching this one, play along. If you're watching in the live, have a go with it. It's a little bit of fun. Next week, Stan will be knitting with Mahir next week. Mahir,
And
you
then
got.
we're hosting a cooking show
really
after
need
that.
this one. You need this one, Mahir. I'm gonna shut up now.
I can't do this, guys.
You don't have to hold your pad up. Just hold your pen up. All right, Tony's got it.
Good for Tony. Go on. Oh
He's
my
smiling.
God, Ricardo is
I
out.
love that. I love that
Ricardo.
look, right, Tony? When you have the answer and you can see the other two squirming. He's smiling like a Cheshire cat. I want to go on record here, Tony, and say I think Hopes would be terrible at this.
Yeah, with his insomnia, he'd be really terrible at it.
Tony's first. Mahir's second. Show it closer. Show it closer. Slopes? What? Dean Snopes? No. I think you're wrong there. I'm going to say you're wrong. It's not Suarez.
What's Rowan? Rowan, have you got an answer or you as stumped as me?
He's stumped.
I'm stumped.
So, Glenn, these are Arsenal players, but their names have been mixed up, called anagrams.
I didn't even have a chance to see that answer, so it's a good thing. So
No.
Rowan didn't see it either.
Give him a hit, Ray.
And
I got an answer
okay. I
of
can
a
give him
current
a hint.
player in the squad. But the
You
thing
want a hint?
is,
You want a hint?
the answer I've got, he hasn't played for the
from
squad
South
yet.
America.
He hasn't played for Arsenal.
He cried this season. He did shed a tear.
He's from South America.
He shed a tear this season. At our club's worst point in the season, he shed a tear.
At our club's worst point, I know of one guy. Oh, South American. Oh,
Only
I have
give
a
you
feeling I know who we're talking about. Okay, I actually have the answer.
And this is okay, Rohan, because we needed to tighten things up. Okay. What did you write? It looks like you wrote Lucas Torreira.
Yeah, I got it at the end, but I'm third. Yeah.
Obviously. But Rohan, that's okay because Tony gets the W. Oh, that puts Tony level with you, Rohan, on 66 points.
It's a nail biter.
Mahir, sorry, you get your 60 points. So no matter what happens, you cannot win this week.
How do you
Are
have
you
9
sure?
or do you have
Is
10?
this not a deadline
I have
question?
9. I have 9, but I can come up with a 10th one. I'll come up with a 10th one while you're all playing. The second, it's going to be the second to last one now. So I'm going to quickly show it to you, and I'm going to come up with a 10th one. You have to hold your pen up. Play along in the comments, everyone.
That's not what I call him, though, Ray.
Spoken like a person who knows the answer. So, Tony, you had the answer?
Yeah.
Wrong answer. Not here. Stop. Don't do that.
Why? Do you get it from that? I think I'm out. I'm out. But let's just see.
Okay, Tony has 10 points. That puts him in the lead, Rohan. You need a second. You need the second place, Rohan. Tony, I'm going to take a picture of you in the champion setting. So I'm going to post it up on Twitter for props. If you win, Tony, right?
If I win.
Yeah. Okay, my here comes second. Rohan.
I still don't
I don't know how. Yo, some of these. This one was hella tricky though. 3 words. This is too good, guys.
Give me a clue. Give me a clue.
Right, show him that, Tony. I don't know if you may know this, you may not know this. Colonel Mustard.
Rowan, I'm sure you know who Colonel Mustard is. Colonel Mustard.
Rohan is a very valued but a new member to our channel. You may not know Colonel Mustard.
He's a central back.
Is that guy Colonel Mustard? Who is Colonel Mustard?
There is 2 R's. What? What are you saying? Torreira has 2 R's. Yes.
T-O-R-E-I-R-A.
Okay, let me show you. Is there 2 R's there? 1.
1, 2, 3.
I did immense preparation here. The host
1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3 there.
and Glenn, the host cannot be wrong ever. Right, Tony?
Yep.
All right, recap.
Rowan, did you catch who Colonel Mustard is?
No, who is
He plays
it?
in the back line.
Center
No,
back.
because I said Kolasinac, but this
He's
thing
a center
doesn't.
back.
No.
He's usually the guy who is culpable.
He's got white hair.
Who's always in the wrong position.
He's always in the wrong position. He's culpable for a crime.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know who it is.
Odrad.
Colonel Mustard.
Well, we have started calling him Colonel Mustard here on the channel. Thanks to Tony.
Yep.
Hey, Glenn, where's my apology, Glenn?
I told you guys, watch out for this.
Never mind.
I told you guys, watch out. He's sneaky. He's gonna come from behind and just literally. I that took so long. I could see him literally drifting away and thinking about what he's going to drink later.
I think that was you, my hair. Drifted away.
Yeah,
right?
I know. That's why I'm laughing.
All right, all is not lost, Rohan.
There's so much pressure here that even after knowing now that it's Mustafi, I just couldn't remember his first name. I was like trying to, what is his first name?
I also put Kalisinek at first, and then I was like, Ray just said, no, it's wrong. Then I saw Tony put up Colonel Mustard, so I was like, oh, immediately.
He's always in the wrong position. That's every Arsenal defender, Tony. Okay. So,
This is the last one with extra points, bonus points.
bragging rights here. Tony, you have to come second minimum to win this thing. Tony, you're on 76 points. Rohan is on 72 points. Mahir is on 68. So, once again, Mahir, I think you just drifted out of contention too much.
Last bumper question has to have some extra points so that everybody comes into play.
Okay.
No. I kid.
I know you do. I think we could go on and on. You ready, Tony?
Yep, I'm ready.
Seal the W, Tony. You need a minimum second place. So Mahir, play fair. Really, really try here. Okay. Gun the
Okay.
news. Try hard to make it fair.
Okay.
Rohan's going to try and win this thing, or at least draw level on points. Here we go.
Got it.
Write it down first. Write it down. Go. Show me.
First, second, third. Why you got it second?
I'm gonna have to void that one. We'll do another one. Okay.
What?
I know. I don't think that was fair, right?
It's all good, homie. Let's go to the next one.
Let's go to the next one.
Vazi.
I don't think that was fair, right? I'm running out of players here. Okay. Right, I'm gonna do a very, very easy one. Now,
that one was.
you have to write it down and show it. Okay? It's a nickname for one of the players. It's a smaller. Go. Write it down. Write it down.
Got it.
Show it. Rohan, let me see. Okay, Rohan first, Tony second.
No, my no.
Rohan 82 points. Tony 84 points. Mahir. Like Arsenal, 74 points.
Jesus. Through and through. Ghana. Always and forever.
All right. Listen, that was good fun.
That's
Tony
fantastic.
first.
Tony's the champion there.
I'm a champion.
Oh, wait a second. We're gonna get a picture. And right. Here we go. Take a picture for posterity. Tony, let's see you celebrate. All right. It was a close one, Rohan.
Yeah. I blew it in the second half. In the second half of the season. Typical Arsenal.
Got in your head a little bit.
Second, Rowan, is that only first half FC?
Okay, there you go.
One half FC, man. Story of our lives.
Walter White. Heisenberg. All right.
That's a good reference right there.
I'm the 15th. I'm the fifth people. You're Hector Bellerin. He's Heisenberg. And Rohan. We gotta find the an acronym for Rohan. You know?
Yeah.
Wow. What a way to
Right now, like I
entertain.
said, I just seem like I've just been electrocuted. That's that's the only thing that
Oh,
I.
I love these people, man. Literally came here to upload something, just stopped and watched this madness first. Glenn, you want to be involved next week? I think we might
Come on
have
up,
please,
Glenn.
come on.
absentees. And we might have some absentees later in this next week when we do it again, Tony. Tony, will we do this again?
Yeah, probably.
You
Defending
won.
champion.
He'll be the
Defending
defending
champion.
champion. This could be a thing that can roll, right? Rohan, how do you
Of
feel?
course.
I feel drained. Like the season is just like I played 90 minutes.
He blew it in February and March like Arsenal usually do.
Rohan, do you feel motivated to come back and win next week?
No, definitely. Definitely. I'm gonna go through all the anagrams, keep a list of all the players prepared.
Tony's
I'm
the
gonna
one who's
analyze my strategy. I'm gonna analyze my strategy. What went wrong this time? This time I was trying to think of players and then try to fit them into the anagrams. I mean, I don't know if that's the right way to go about it.
well, I was going to ask Mahir, but he came third, so should I really ask you, Mahir? What was your strategy?
Look, I just enjoyed the banter of it. I mean, we're keeping our subscribers, everybody that's watching us, along with ourselves, very light-hearted. There's lots of banter, there's a lot of laughter. I enjoy that the most.
Yeah, that was fun. I think we will definitely do that again. Tony, you're going to have the pressure of defending your number one status next week.
Jeopardy James.
You are going to be a Twitter celebrity pretty soon. Stan, do you feel like joining us next week? Let us know. We'll switch it up a little bit, maybe, bring a few new guests in. But yeah, that was a bit of fun. As you can see, we're running out of things to talk about Arsenal, but there'll always be something, an entertaining show somehow, some way.
Always.
We'll make it that way, right, Mahir?
And we've just found one more thing that we can add to the repertoire, which is
and the
anagram challenge.
Look at Tony; he's just like happy. He's like,
hey, a champion can do that. When you've got the trophy in your hand, you can just say, right, next time I go on and defend against these the rest of my rivals.
I'm gonna have to find a GIF to go along with this photo or whatever. You know what I mean? Well, listen.
Yeah.
Let's get out here. That was fun. We'll do this again. I think we had a good time with it, and we'll see everybody next week. Let's do our public service announcing each one of us. I'll go around clockwise. I'll leave the champion with the last word. Everybody stay safe out there. We're thinking about all of you, healthcare workers, all the people who are performing essential duties, people in stores, people who have to go to work and keep society moving along. We're all here thinking about all of you. I mean, it just sounds like empty words, but we really, really mean it. Mahir, what do you say?
I just say much love to everybody. Much love to Rohan and Tony for joining us as regulars also again. And to all our viewers, we're thinking of you. Hope you guys are all safe. And we love you and appreciate all your guys' support.
Rohan, you've probably earned yourself a cookie right now and maybe a glass of milk.
Yeah, I know, right? No, but again, echo the same thoughts that, hope everybody is safe, everybody is doing all right. We've got to continue this social distancing. I don't know if it's getting better or it's getting worse, but we have to contribute positively from our side, which is, try to socially distance ourselves from putting other people in danger. And apart from that, really enjoying this whole thing. It was a very creative one. Ray, enjoyed this one. The pressure, I felt pressure here. So yeah, I'm gonna come back stronger though.
Tony, The champion. Good
The
stuff,
champion.
Tony. You started off a little bit slow, but you got into your stride.
I
I
told
wish
you guys, watch
Arsenal,
out for this
I wish
guy.
Arsenal
I
could
told
do
you.
their seasons that way. Start off slow and then hit their stride.
That's being a sneaky devil.
Sneaky. I
Any
told you guys.
any final words for hopes or the viewers out there, Tony?
I just hope we keep a good sense of community after the virus settles down and
Yeah.
life gets back to normal.
Thanks, Glenn, for watching. Very, very good sentiments, Tony. I think all of us are feeling a little differently about our loved ones right now, and let's remember that when we come through all of these harsh times. I think we're all feeling more appreciative of family. We all come closer in a certain way. We've been distant, but we've come closer through technology. I know this podcast is growing in terms of a family atmosphere. We're all in this together, and I hope all of our subscribers have enjoyed everything. And since you dropped that, Rohan, I'll just give you one last word.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end this with a piece of trivia that I googled when you thought that my screen was frozen. So the Premier League started in 92-93, right?
Yep.
And since then, Manchester United versus Arsenal. So Arsenal away at Manchester United in the league was a 0-0 in 92-93. Then it was 1-0 for Manchester United. Then it was 3-0 for Manchester United, 1-0 for Manchester United, and then we won 1-0, which was the first time we scored in at Old Trafford in the league since the Premier League began,
And
and
that
that
was
was Mark
Mark
Overmars.
Overmars. Happy birthday, Mark Overmars. So I'm going to do something I never do. I'm going to maybe try to tag him if he's on Twitter.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
That would be
I hope
amazing. Right?
Overmars gets to see this.
Yeah, it would be
True
amazing.
legend.
And,
That would
and
be truly amazing.
if by some craziness that Mark Overmars has watched the whole podcast and got through the anagrams, that would be something crazy.
Then leave your score in
Oh,
the comments,
Yes.
Mark.
Honestly, people, if you're watching this on playback, leave your score in the comments. But we love our subscribers. We love all the people who watch. Listen, I'm terrible in not finishing shows quickly enough. I kind of rattle on a little bit. So let's get out of here. Love everybody. Love the viewers. And we will see you next week. The anagram, I think, will continue. It's been fun. And now we have a defending champion who needs to keep his title. And we have a hungry second place person who wants to take it. And Maher is just happy to be part of the club.
of course. I'm your co-host. I'm your guys'
co-host is
co-host.
just happy to be
Much love. Au revoir.
Hector's just happy to be here.
there. He's like Vanna White
Typical,
in the letters.
typical Hector attitude.
Vanna White.
Come on, you Gunners. Up the Arsenal. This is a great place to end it. Talk to you next time.
Au revoir, guys.